you have to have a woman like represent you?
What do you mean?
We're all seeking.
We all want to align with people that will.
Right, but if my man like fails and stuff, it doesn't make me feel like less of a woman.
Let me tell you another reason why women care about height. It's not just an evolutionary biological thing because men who are taller or who are physically larger are more capable of protecting and providing for you. It's also a bit of there's a social component too. Women will perhaps be ridiculed. Oh, you're with a shorter guy? I don't think that's right, but they might be ridiculed by their female friends or they might be looked down upon. So women are just as much as men are going to look to align to men that will kind of bolster their status to a degree. If a man here's another thing. Women typically need a cosign from their female friends. I don't know if you guys can agree with this. Women will seek advice from their female friends. They want a cosign on a guy. Whereas men, we don't need to go to our friends and be like, hey, what do you think of...
How do you know so much about women?
Women
like,
need...
You say women will do this, women will do
speaking
that.
Facts.
Come on.
Okay,
You
sir.
don't ask for any like advice. You don't be like, hey, this is my girl. Like, isn't she cute? Like, yeah.
No, I don't talk. And that's another difference between men and women. You guys share a lot of intimate details with your girlfriends, whereas we don't share anything about our girl.
Nothing.
I would never,
disagree.
yo, kid, I would never,
Maybe
like with
just
any of my
you.
guy friends, I would never, like, girls will disclose to even casual
Everything.
acquaintances the size of the dude's penis. You guys will share fucking everything.
You guys are picking the lowest, worst women you've interacted with
Well,
and
no,
saying
no.
girls will do this.
And I also
that is
disagree.
not true.
Women 100%, not 100%.
I've
Women,
never mocked somebody's size.
I
with
didn't
my
say
friends.
mock. I'm saying women will disclose very, very, very intimate details about a
And
new
guys
partner.
don't do that. Guys show
Nope.
each other girlfriends nudes. Like, are you kidding
I would
me?
never
Me
fucking
I
think
show
neither.
that.
with
And that's
maturity
what
it's
I'm saying.
different, but like
That's
high school is so
a very
different.
immature
Yeah.
man that would do that.
Right,
No.
but it's
It's
a
not a
very
man, that's
immature
more a
woman that
boy.
would do that
Yo,
too.
The
Even-
amount of
no, no,
men
no.
that
general.
even tell their
Same
women
point.
friends about the girls that they've slept with in full detail, what their insides feel
Exactly.
like, how wet it was,
Exactly.
all this
No
stuff.
fucking-
I
Yo.
yes,
We're not
I can
saying-
count on more than two hands.
We're not telling
more than two
them.
hands.
We're not telling them because we
Everything.
want validation.
Oh, so
We're not telling them because we want validation.
then what do you want from telling other women
I've
or men
never
We're not
about?
telling
told-
our friends
That's
for
good
validation.
for you.
I've never told a girl.
There's a saying.
Go ahead.
Do these pants make my butt look big? Because you want that validation. You need to know. That's not about men.
No.
It's not about men.
It's not the same
it's about
thing.
women.
No, I can tell you right now, I can count on two hands, and I'm not exaggerating one bit, the amount of men that I've been friends with or that
Yep.
I've encountered in my life that have talked about their life in full detail and
Yeah.
women that they've and how they've and how
We're
it
not
feels
looking for
and stuff like
approval out of it.
that. And women are.
Does it matter?
If you talk to your
You're just-
girlfriends
Yo,
about...
let's ask the chat. Hold on. How many do we have in the chat here? Okay, we have almost 700 people in the chat. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to frame this, but one in the chat if you have never disclosed to a man or a woman. Hold on, let me
how are you gonna
think how I'm going
know?
to frame this. Okay, one in the chat if you, they're already going to probably start saying one. One in the chat if you've never disclosed to a male friend intimate
They're gonna
details.
say whatever you say, buddy. This isn't a proper way to do this. I've had a man disclose to me intimate details about fucking a woman. Just because you won't doesn't mean that other guys don't. Just because I won't do it doesn't mean that other girls don't. That's what I'm saying.
The
we
exception-
are cherry picking the worst of the worst.
But I think he
The-
has a
Both
good
genders.
general point.
The exception
like,
doesn't-
In general, my guy friends don't chat with their guy friends like I chat with my girlfriends. Like, in general, that's not the case with everybody. But I'd
Sure,
say that's
I
a pretty
guess.
like valid point.
But I don't think girls are always asking for advice or validation.
Right,
Like
right.
there are times, yes, I have asked for validation, but there are also times where I just want her to talk about it because it's
Yeah,
fun.
you just
But-
like chat. Yeah.
But like,
But
if
what are you talking about?
if one of your girlfriends tells you like, oh, he's kind of weird or something, it's done. It's done. Whereas like,
And
I'm
you
not.
keep that in your mind.
How do you get
Whereas
There's
like,
pros and cons list to
And
everything.
if any girl says, "Oh, I don't like him. We had a weird interaction 5 years ago," you will keep that in your mind permanently.
Diane's actually like encouraged me multiple times to give guys a second chance.
See?
Yeah.
Okay, that's. But has she ever? But has she ever told you, stay away from that guy's no good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
if he
Yeah.
wasn't any good?
Well,
though?
then that's totally valid. But men, we don't really need like a cosign. For example, if we're like gonna go home with a girl or something, I don't go to bars, I don't go to clubs, I don't drink. Occasionally, I'll have like a beer or whatever. Once, maybe 3 times a year, I'll have one beer. I don't drink. But if a guy's at the club with his boys and there's like a girl he's talking to, like he doesn't need to like check with his male friends and like
I
get the
don't.
cosign.
I know men that do.
I've
I
never
see where
thought
you're
of
coming
it.
from.
Yeah.
I do
It's
see.
not,
I
it's not,
see
it's
what you
not
mean.
for a cosign. It's to brag.
Not always.
We're
not
not
really.
we're not looking for a cosign. We're showing our the size of our balls basically. While you women are like, should I go home with it? Hey, do you think this guy's cute when you go to the bathroom? Hey, should I go home with him?
Yeah.
And if
I mean,
they
you're
say
right.
no,
You're right.
there's a very good chance that you will not go home with him.
That's a good point. So you're basically saying that if
They co-sign the guy.
if your guys, if you're out with your guys and you're talking to a girl and you're feeling her, right, and you're gonna take her home, and the guys are like, oh man, I don't know if you should do that, Cade. You're gonna be like, dude, shut
Dude,
the
what
fuck
the fuck
up.
are you talking about?
But if the girlfriends say, I don't know,
But I think it also
Becky,"
comes from a safety precaution on our end too, because I'm not going to let my friend go home with somebody that deems.
throw the protection out, throw the safety out the window. We're
Absolutely
talking about
not.
looks.
No.
We're talking about the looks
Absolutely
and looks
not.
alone.
Women
Is he
cock
cute
block
enough?
like a
Is he
motherfucker.
cute enough to go home with? We're talking about looks. We're not talking about safety. Is he good looking enough for you to go home with him?
But as a
if your
female, you
girlfriend
always
says
have to
no,
take
we're not talking about
safety-
that. We're not talking about that. Can be an entire different conversation
No,
by
it's
itself.
It all is factored in. It all is.
If you're
factored
talking
in.
about, if you cater to looks and only looks, if this discussion is about the looks, if the girl says, hey babe, I don't think he's good looking enough for you, you're going to take that into consideration, and you might not go home with him because of what your girlfriend thinks.
That has never once happened to me.
Yes,
Let me
yes.
just say
No.
that.
How old are you?
19.
Have you been clubbing yet?
Yeah.
You've been to the clubs in LA?
You don't have to go to clubs
I'm from
in LA.
Minnesota.
Oh, well,
Minnesota.
It happens a lot.
I don't think I have an accent at all.
Okay, I've been to the
I'm
clubs in
teasing.
LA, and I've never once asked for any of my girlfriend's approvals on looks. I've
Yeah,
never
same.
needed to do that.
I've never.
They're
asked.
giving. Okay, well, I feel like we're getting away from. I don't even know what the original
Yeah, neither do I.
conversational thread was, but I think it was.